Hey everybody, it's Jason Ward with the Safe and Healthy Kids Wellness and Nutrition Department, here with another Every Monday Matters lesson review. So this is for the month of November, Monday Gets Kind. This is the third week, and this is the I Matter lesson. And what the lesson talks about today is being kind to yourself and mini celebrations. So that's what this I Matter lesson is all about. To do this, the students will need a piece of lined paper or blank paper and a pen because we're going to be writing some mini celebrations. Now, to kick off, you're just going to ask some prompts. There's some different ones in the lesson. One of them is, what are some ways that you're kind to yourself? Have students think about that and answering it. And then we're going to talk about kind of the different ways and why being kind to yourself matters. You can speak to yourself with caring and encouraging language. There's all kinds of different ways to be kind to yourself. Now, the lesson does caution that some students may not see or acknowledge the improvements and steps they've taken, and some students may think it's self-indulgent and selfish to quote-unquote reward themselves, but we want to encourage students to understand that when we acknowledge and recognize our work, or when they do it to their work, they positively build self-confidence and productively foster agency for their learning. There's nothing better. So that is why we are kind of kind to ourselves, right? We want to set these little goals, have these mini celebrations, and acknowledge our steps along the way to our achievements and to our goals. Because some of our goals are so big, they're so far away, they seem unreachable. But if we celebrate the little successes, we can keep going and going until we reach that goal. Some more inquiry: what are some things you don't necessarily want to do, but have to do in order to achieve your goals? What's it take to be a really good soccer player? What's it take to start a successful business? What's it take to get all A's in school? What's it take to do your best at something? Those are all questions you can ask your students. And then we're going to talk about mini celebrations and treating yourself. What does this mean? Then you'll go on to recognize your work and effort. And these are just ways to recognize that you are getting work done. So this is where you actually do the activity. You're going to distribute the paper, and the students are actually going to come up. They're going to recognize some of the amazing work they've done and plan mini celebrations. And mini celebrations are just that. It's a reward or incentive that will keep you motivated and working towards completing a task. How do you stay focused on completing the task and not the celebration? That's a prompt question. And how can you show yourself that your work matters? Remember, this is the I Matter lesson. So it's all about their celebrations of goals and achievements they want to make and take. And doing that, celebrating those things and those steps, like you may necessarily not want to do, running sprints when you want to be a soccer player. Not many people like running wind sprints, but it's something that you got to do, and you can have little mini celebrations to reward yourself for doing such things. So here we go. You talk about it. Students will write it down. How can you show yourself that your work matters? Well, the mini celebration, right? And you're talking about that. They're writing it down. And then you can share, have them share out what their mini celebrations are. And then we're going to reflect. That's the part of the share out. How does it feel to celebrate yourself? What are incentives or mini celebrations an important tool? Why are they important? What is one goal or dream you're excited about achieving? And that's the lesson. So check it out on Every Monday Matters. I went over it really briefly. The whole lesson in and of itself should take about 30 minutes talking about and what mini celebrations are, talking about goals, how students perceive what being kind to themselves might mean. And then we want, like I said, acknowledge the value of work that we do every day as an act of kindness. So we're being kind to ourselves by acknowledging the work that we do to achieve our goals. And it leaves you with a little quote: you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. That's what Buddha said. So a great lesson to get students thinking about celebrating and making goals and celebrating and being kind for the work that they do to reach and accomplish what they want to. That's been our lesson for week number 3. That's the I Matter lesson, mini celebrations. And look for the next one, the You Matter lesson. Hats off to you. We'll see you next time.